Welcome home, Rep Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons. Right now, you can see we are walking our long walk towards the flea market. One of your guys' favorite series on this channel, so make sure you guys gently tap the like button if you guys haven't already. I greatly would appreciate it. And leave a comment down below during this video of one of your favorite pickups. But, of course, what we're going to be looking for while we're here at the flea market is anything nostalgic or fun that fits the vibe here on the channel. Most importantly, of course, animation-related stuff, whether Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, SpongeBob, my personal favorite, or anything really. And we're going to be picking up this stuff to either add to my personal collection here in the cavern, or we will be using it to put on our eBay shop in order to sell for a little bit more than what we paid for it to hopefully get some of those funds to go back into our collection, or use it on our Whatnot stream for the very same reason. That all goes to support this channel. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and carry on over to present me, who is going to tell you guys exactly why we're filming this flea market rather than the typical one that we do.
So we are heading into the flea market right now. I did not bring my SD card yesterday for the big flea market that I typically go to. So we're going to be doing maybe one or two other small flea markets here on Sunday. We will see if we can find some awesome stuff. We have had some really good luck in the past at this flea market, but usually I filmed on days where I knew there was possibly already going to be stuff. So let's take a look and see what we got. We got a guy with a ladder over here. I wonder if he's just going to keep pushing that thing up all the way into the clouds. I've heard of a stairway to heaven. Not a ladder, but hey man, whatever gets you there, right? So like I usually do in this flea market, I always skip the first few rows just because there's like one row in particular that always has the best stuff for the most part. I have like a little system of how I do it. So we're gonna go and skip all the way to that row, and then we'll come back to these later.
So of course I had to stop here at the plushies, and I looked on down, and of course we saw Reptar, the channel mascot, so I had to pick up that. And I also saw Barney, two awesome nostalgic plushies. That's a more modern Reptar, but I still wanted to grab it anyway. And then we did look around a little bit more. They had some other plushies that I'm not as familiar with, but there wasn't anything like super nostalgic. They had this big black bin here too with some stuff, and it looked promising. There was this Barney in there, but it had like a ripped little like string on the back there that it just didn't really look that great. Looked like somebody had sewed that in there to be like an ornament or something. So I ended up leaving that. I was holding it for the meantime, but there was a lot of fake plushies in there. You might see some Pokemon and stuff, but they were all actually like unlicensed and stuff like that. Like look at this freaking silver here. he looks like aluminum, not silver. We got the Joker. This one was licensed too, but I don't know. I just ended up leaving him. That probably would have been good for our Whatnot streams, but I was solid with these two, so let's pick these guys up.
How much is
$2 each.
$2.
So we finally made it to the booth that we were aiming for at the start. You know, we had a couple distractions, but we finally made it where we were trying to go. You guys may recognize this booth from one of our other flea market videos where we got an unbelievable amount of Y2K Toys R Us new stock merchandise. So that's always the place that I start at.
This is super cool actually. This is a reindeer Furby. Furbies usually always do really good for me, and this one's like very like specific, kind of thematic. I would be shocked if this one isn't pretty good overall to pick up. How much for Furby? $5? I'll take it. Okay, so we'll take this guy, and then they have Funko Pops here. They've had these ones for a little bit. $5 each. 3 or 2 for $5? I appreciate it, man, for sure. Sweet. We have Taskmaster. 3 or 2 for $5. I'll definitely grab some more that I wasn't gonna typically grab. We have the Venomized Kingpin. That's just kind of sweet. We have the Taskmaster. We got Megatron. You know what I mean? Like 2 for $3. That's like basically $2.50. That's like dirt cheap. Even if I charge like $5 or $6 on our stream as a starting price, like, you know, I'll still be able to make a little bit on it, and like it's a good deal for other people too. Yeah, I'm not making like $1 million or something, but it's definitely fun, you know, and just some cool stuff to get out there for the Rep Pack. Mostly I know that people are going to be interested in like some of the Marvel and like superhero stuff. Like the Ghost Panther is kind of interesting. We have the Make-A-Wish Sully here, like metallic one. And again, some of these I wouldn't grab typically, but at that price, it's just like, why not, you know? We got Zurg from Lightyear, one of the only like kind of cool things to come from that movie. Okay, the LeBron James with Bugs Bunny. This one's just cool because of the Bugs Bunny and the Batman outfit. We'll grab that one too. And then the Blackluster Soldier, we're gonna grab this one. That is just sweet. How much on this guy? $5? I'll take them. We'll get one for sale, and then we'll get one to give away to the Blackluster Soldier. That is sweet. Oh, and then a Tim on the crown too. That is so cool. So that's Yugi when he's not using his like Millennium Puzzle like powers. Super, super sick. Okay, is there anything else we need? You got Frog of Thunder. Like, I actually just really like the jar in this one. If they ever release like a Wormy Funko Pop or something like that, that would be a really cool way to set it up. But on that note, I think that's all the ones we need. That is still a pretty sweet hookup. How much do you have on the car? $5? Sure, I'll take this one too. All right, man, I think I'm good to go.
Okay, so then after that, we went right across the street, if you will, to this booth where we saw the gigantic Jeffrey Giraffe. But first, I saw this minion, and he looks so nice. He had the Universal Studios tag on there, the hard shell eyes, so I had to ask how much. And she was only asking $5. This thing was probably cost some kid like 40 bucks, or some parent more likely. 40 bucks to get that minion back in the day. All he needs to be is washed. And then the Jeffrey, I asked the same thing, and that one she wanted $15 for. I asked if she could do 10, just that I'll take both of them for 15 if she could do that, and she said sure, why not? So I took that one for 10 as well. And man, I kind of actually wish I would have grabbed that Fila bag that we just walked by as well too. That was pretty cool. But other than that, I grabbed these two, and I also kind of wish I would have grabbed that Charlie Brown that was over there. The car, you can see a Charlie Brown on the left. I kind of wish I would have grabbed that, but we did pick up those two plushies.
This one's by Fat Mojo, Showdown Bandit, kind of an obscure character. And then this one, $2? Okay, I'll take these two for sure. Okay, I don't know who these guys are, but they're both from video games, I think, so we're gonna grab them. They just look unique. And I always try to grab plushies whenever they look unique or it's obscure, kind of. Especially the ones that are made by the Fat Mojo company. They're the ones that make all the Five Nights at Freddy's plushies and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, I've gotten really lucky grabbing some of those before, and they've been pretty pricey, so why not just take a risk on it for $3, 2 plushies? I mean, I'm sure I could get that at least for just one of them. Okay, they have a ton of Barbies here. They've had these for a while too, though. They bring some new ones every time, but the price is always kind of staying the same. I think like $15. Oh man, this one's really cool. We have the Hillary Duff doll. Her and her sister have this doll line, which I don't even really know anything her sister was in, but man, shout out to her for being able to get tagged in with the Hillary Duff doll line. I can't see it, but damn, Brittany. That's a leave Brittany alone type of moment there. She's looking rough. All right, nothing here for us really. I am tempted on the Hillary Duff one, but nah, it's just too beat up. Oh, there's also Sharpay. I want fabulous. That is my sample request. That is so cool. Okay, so now typically what we do is we cut across all the way to the back of the flea market and work our way back, because most people start at the front. And if you're out here hunting, I like to try to give you guys advice. You may not be doing the exact same thing, but maybe you will at some point in life. But I want to try to give you guys as much information as I can on my experiences of doing this for a while. If you start in the back, that's the best, because everybody starts from the front. So those are the areas that have been like picked over the most. And not just that, they're looking, they take their own time. You know, people start to spend their money and they get less and less money to spend as they get to the back. So if you start at the back, you usually get the first chances, or at least the earliest chances you can at everything, and there's a little bit more to pick at, because again, the people that have made it there probably have already spent a lot and are a little bit more picky on what they're grabbing. But there's also a guy who sells Pokemon cards, and he has a new Mega Evolution booster boxes. If I would have got here early, like when they opened, I probably could have got one, but you know, alas, I woke up late, so that's what happens when you miss it, you know? So I'm gonna just go and hope that he has something still.
Okay, so next up we went to the Pokemon booth, and this guy, heaven sent. Like, he literally is one of the few vendors. Right now, if you guys don't know, Pokemon cards are unbelievably expensive for no frickin' reason. So like a booster box like of this, Mega Evolutions, typically would cost around $160. Right now, people are selling them as soon as they come out for like $350. This guy could sell them for that much. but he's a true awesome businessman. He actually sells them to you pretty close to retail, somewhere between $160 to $200. And because of that, he has a lot of people that go to him, and I think it works out better for him overall business-wise because he gets a lot of clientele. People buy other stuff as well too. Something definitely to be learned there. But he ran out of them, and I got there pretty late, so I understood. But I did pick up a couple packs, so let's check out what I got.
This one, right?
Yep. He said Destin Rivals maybe like a week or two.
So Distro says Destin Rivals restock should be hitting late October,
Okay.
beginning November, with a lot of other stuff coming out too.
Sweet.
Okay, so after we left there, we got our packs. So let's go ahead and do a little quick pack opening here and see what we got. So did we actually get one of each art? We actually got one of every single art. Like, part of me almost wants to keep them sealed because it's so clean looking, but we're gonna do it. That's what I bought them for. Let's see if we can get something good. The most expensive cards right now is this Lucario card. It's gold and it sells for $500. So let's see what we got here. Anything I get to add to my collection is a win for me, but let's take a look. We're gonna try and do this fast though, so we're just gonna skip to the last cards. We have Litleo as the first reverse holo I saw. And oh, we got the alternate art for, what is that, Young Goose? Or no, that's a freaking Zangoose. What is his name? Gumshoes. There we go, Gumshoes. He look like he about to snitch, man. Look like he got his phone in his back pocket ready to call the police on this Rattata. And then for the holo, we got Dialga. Okay, pretty cool. I'm not mad. We got a freaking alt art. That's always sweet. Let's go ahead and check out the second one. We got Magnezone, we got Onyx, and we got Alakazam. Okay, I've never met an Alakazam card. It's one of my favorite. Okay, pack number 3. We got Drizzle for Shizzle my Nizzle. We got Abra, and we got, what is that? Clodzert. Okay, well, you know, remember, we got a good card at the beginning, so I can't complain. That's better than nothing. All right, final pack. We have Grumpig. We have, is that Onyx, I think? Oh no, it's Gumshoes again. I can only see the rocks from the background there. He's always peeking around a corner. Look, he's following those footsteps, right to snitch again. And then we've got, oh, okay, we got Mega Abomasnow, I think. Okay, that's pretty good. And there's actually texture on them, which is crazy because usually like our basic EXs do not have texture. But yeah, there's actually some texture on the card there. Okay, so for 4 packs, I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad at all. Let's go. So we finally made it to the back of the flea market. This is the final booth if you were walking from the front. So over here I found a couple items, even a SpongeBob item that I was pretty shocked about.
This is really cool. This mirror has like a very bikini bottom kind of aesthetic to it, actually. I guess it's like Polynesian inspired, but that's what I think of. There's also the SpongeBob roller backpack, which I think I might already have this in the collection. I'm not 100% sure. We'll ask how much they're asking for it. Elmo's kidneys. His eyes are so yellow. Are you okay, Elmo?
I saw this awesome Winnie the Pooh like storage container. It's so cool. It's like a fall vibe. It's got the little clasp on it to open it. But unfortunately the inside was beautiful, but the outside was just not so beautiful. A little bit less gorgeous. So this tape was on it, like this old school like skin colored tape. That's when you know something is old, when it's like off-white, whether it's a Band-Aid, tape, or computer. That's the color of old. And yeah, it was ripped up, so I left that guy. But I did see this right next to it, this gingerbread, the Grinch Who Stole Christmas little like candy dish. So I checked the price out on it. Ignore what you just saw there in my searches. That was another item I had seen just previously, promised. But it's this Hershey's candy dish for the Grinch, and it was going for about 15 to 20 bucks. And this guy usually offers pretty good prices. The recent sold was like $25. The ones that were cheaper were obviously sold before this Christmas season. So as long as I sell it quick, should be a pretty good item. So I grabbed that one to go with my SpongeBob backpack.
Also, this whole block of cat post-it notes. I'm very tempted just because that's kind of awesome. Oh, this is Techno. So Techno, this is a robotic dog. This is like during the Fruitigo Metro era kind of vibe.
Poppy, who's gonna walk him?
I am. Come on, Techno, come on.
This is so cool. And it actually has this little bone remote too, which is like the hardest part. I wouldn't be surprised if just this remote itself is kind of valuable just because these are always missing.
So keeping it moving here, this booth often has some stuff too, but like I said, we're going to 2 flea markets in this video, so I didn't want to spend too much time at ones that I knew I wasn't probably going to find a whole lot. This one like either has a lot of good stuff or has a lot of stuff that just I have zero interest in, like tools and like car stuff and shoes, and you know, you'd think I would be interested in shoes. You know, I do wear shoes, I do need shoes. I just don't really care that much about the style of my shoes. It's just not really, yeah, I don't know, like I just don't really care that much usually these days, especially because I always end up getting them dirty at these flea markets. But I did grab this, which is Sailor Neptune, and all the Sailor Moon Pops are pretty expensive. Not all of them, but a majority of them. I'd say 80% of them. So I grabbed this one. He did want $10, which was like kind of, you know, I just was getting Pops for $2.50. So, you know, I'm kind of used to the Funko Pops being a lot cheaper.
Mr. Sugarwood going down swinging. You have a chase right here too, just right here in the wild, just left. This is how far they've fallen. Ooh, some vintage Nickelodeon candy, you know, I'm always about that. This one maybe not so much though. This B-movie on the Xbox, like what does the B-movie even consist of? I'm so curious. I might actually get this. I'm gonna grab the B-movie. That sounds so fun to play. Is the disc in there? Please tell me the disc is there. It is, and it's unsurprisingly like not that bad, not very used. We are gonna grab the B-movie game. That just sounds like a nice Friday night. I think Labyrinth is actually like a pretty rare game. Not rare, but like pretty pricey game at least. And it looks like they go for around 40 to 30. Okay, so it's $5 on this guy here. I'm gonna grab this one, Batman and Robin. Oh, well, it's volume 2. I guess I'll get volume 1. Nah, I might just leave these, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna leave them. But I am gonna grab Neptune. I'm gonna grab the B-movie. I think I'm gonna leave these comics as well. I am gonna get Labyrinth if it's a good price, and then I don't know. I am considering grabbing this back scratcher, using one of America's biggest and greatest icons as a back scratcher. Sounds pretty satisfying.
All right, so we picked up what we needed to pick up, and then we tried to put it in this bag, and oh man, was this a struggle. So you just gotta get this little piece off here, and then just try to stuff the whole, it doesn't open up enough. Let's see if we can just pour the Pops in there maybe. Okay, just go in there, come on, there, okay, let's go. That was the worst. All right, so now we gotta head to the ATM, and then you see this random dog just run across. I don't know if it was their dog or not. It is more than likely somebody there's dog. The thing is like I've gotten used to it at this particular flea market, is you just randomly see dogs running around. And I, you know, the person I am, the mother that raised me, we always try to like find, you know, if we see a dog out there in the wild, especially if it has a collar, we try to like catch up with them and see if we can see if they're chipped or whatever we can do to kind of get them back home. And that's what I used to do when I was at this flea market, but then like every time I would go after the dog, somebody who owned the dog would be there like 5 minutes later and be like, oh, that's my dog. I was like 5 rows down. So I just stopped and I'm like, okay, it's somebody's dog. I would never let my dog just run loose at the flea market, but some people do, and I guess that's all right for them. Maybe this little girl over here is looking for the dog. I have no clue, but let's go ahead and keep moving.
This is really cool. It's just unfortunate the water is super murky. There's a couple little broken pieces, but very, very cool to see regardless. Do they have any Monsters vs. Alien games here? They have Wii and they have Xbox. Let's see, or not Monsters vs. Aliens, I meant to say B-movie. I saw Monsters vs. Aliens from a distance. I really want B-movie, I'm kind of set on that one. Okay, I'll take these two. Okay. And how much are you asking for the McDonald's, like the setup? 15? If I take this and I take this, could you do 22? Okay, thank you.
Okay, come on. I saw this and I had to grab it. This is from Peter Pan, the second movie, Back to Neverland, I think, or Return to Neverland. This is Captain Hook's floating ship. That is, you guys know me. I'm a big fan of nautical themes, pirate themes. So, yeah, I had to grab this. And this wasn't our only ship we picked up today. I said ship, right? Okay, anyway, let's get back to it. But amazing. Alright, keeping it pushing, we're working our way back. We're almost done with this flea market, but we had a couple more finds along the way. So we came in here, I saw these alien remixes. I grabbed the one for Coco and also for Boo. I don't really know if they're necessarily worth a ton, but they're fun little items for our Whatnot stream. And they only wanted $5 for it. That one was one of Combat Carl, which is like such a random character from just Toy Story 4 to have an alien, but it is okay, right? I don't know. We just left him though. So we grabbed the other two. Alright, so let's do a real quick update here before we transition into the next flea market. We got the awesome Peter Pan ship here. I cannot wait to add this to the Disney shelf. It's got a bunch of little features. You can like move Peter Pan and Captain Hook with like these little buttons on the side. It's got this octopus that pops out from underneath the actual ship. Like that, and all the different characters on there. Like, my goodness, what a freaking good value. My goodness, this is such a cool piece. I love connectable like meal toys like that. We got Sailor Venus, we got SpongeBob Truth or Square, and it has all of the inserts in there, including the manual to Pokemon Ranger for some reason. I bet this goes for like 10 bucks too. Let me see. Which the Pokemon Ranger, it's just W after W. The Pokemon Ranger freaking manual sells for $20. So there we go. That little manual that came inside of it paid for itself. We'll take it. On top of the value for the disc itself. We got Perry the Platypus. We got this Vulpix, which is brand new sealed. We got the two alien remixes. I'll be taking them out of the box just because the boxes are beat up and just sell them loose. Labyrinth, freaking awesome game here. As a nostalgia head, I actually have some regret because I've actually never seen this movie. I've seen these characters many times in merchandise, but I've never seen the movie. We have this SpongeBob Funny. These are not worth a whole ton, but again, we have a lot of SpongeBob fans on our Whatnot streams, and this is an item that not everybody has for sure. It comes with a little keychain too, so I'll be taking it out of box. We got our little Grinch container here. We got a little mini pack of Pokemon cards. Again, I just got this to support the guy, but yeah, we got that, and then we also got the SpongeBob roller backpack. Brand new, this roller backpack's going for about 50 bucks, but I would say used maybe 20, 25. So let's just do 20. And then Chuck Brown, we're gonna give him 0 value. Yeah, that's right, you blockhead. So we made it to the flea market. We are walking through the parking lot. We're gonna make our way there. We are getting here later in the day, so yeah, we're parked a lot further than we typically do when we get to this flea market. So I was a little nervous, but I was actually shocked how much we were able to find. So give me a minute to take another long walk. It involves a lot of walking. I've literally, there was a point where I had my Apple Watch when I first got it from my mom, and I would end up walking sometimes like 3 to 5 miles doing these flea markets. And that's just one flea market within the time I was there. Like it gets pretty crazy at the flea market walking wise. Okay, so we made it a little bit further in here, and this is the first booth where we actually found stuff. This guy had like signs from like where they had built houses in like certain cities and stuff. I don't even know how you get that. That's the best thing about the flea market, it's just randomness. But this is our first booth. I spotted these on the table, all of these classic Disney buttons. I've heard different things. Some people say that they had them on Blockbuster jackets. I know Walmart had a lot of them. But yeah, those are always fun. We sell them on our Whatnot stream a lot too. The guy wanted $2 a piece on them, and but he said if I bought all of them, he'd give me a nice deal on them, which he did. So we scooped up every single one of those. My favorite was the Toy Story and the James and the Giant Peach one for sure. Which, like, James and the Giant Peach was like one of those movies I completely forgot about until we did a recent video where we were at like an antique mall and we saw like a poster for it, and like, man, that movie was just like this weird like sugar-induced dream that I thought I had, but it was a movie. I also grabbed this Venomized like dinosaur. I'm not even sure really what he was, but I don't know. He looked awesome, so I grabbed him. we got a good deal on that. We picked up that stuff. I spent way more time in this booth than I probably should have, but I just didn't know what we were gonna find because it was like new to me being here on a Sunday. So I decided to look around, but that was all I ended up picking up there. So coming up here to our next booth, I found literally a piece of nostalgic history, like one of the greatest finds in the history of this channel. Let's see what we got here. Let's take a little peek.
Oh my goodness, look at what I found. A classic, absolute classic 2000s icon. If you were driving around in the 2000s, you would always see this little hissing Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. And this is one of the old school car decals. Here at the flea market. This is one of the most like Y2K things ever. I am gonna buy this for sure. Can you imagine just parking at your job with this and just thinking that, you know, and your boss or like the owner of the company thinking that you really care or put pride into your work when you have this on your car? Oh, that is rough. I'm not saying you have to love your job, but at the same time, you know, it probably just isn't going to be a good look for you. Definitely not getting an upgrade to supervisor anytime soon.
Oh, you have to put it in your truck.
Yeah, remember these?
Yeah.
Everybody had this.
A long time ago, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has that one.
Yep.
That brought me so much joy, that guy's reaction, because like he was probably an adult like when that happened. You know, he probably was like my age when that trend was going on. So just like seeing it everywhere, that is I don't know, man. It just made me happy. So yeah, we grabbed that, and I still have that guy. I probably will be bringing it to my Whatnot stream, so somebody could add that grail to their collection or their car, maybe even. So that was so much fun getting to see that guy. But next over here, I saw this giant Squirtle, and I was like, okay, that's just screaming my name. Let's go over there. And there was this whole table here. These guys on Saturdays, one thing I've noticed too is on Saturday, a lot of the prices are way more than they are on Sunday because they still have all of Saturday and Sunday to sell it. But a lot of these guys' stuff I saw on Saturday, and it was way more expensive. But today, it was freaking so cheap. So I picked up a lot of stuff. So we looked around first. Everything in the front section there was $1. So I wanted to take a look there first. And if you say something's $1, man, oh, you got my attention. I am grabbing a bunch of stuff, you know. So everything here, $1. This Tommy, I don't have this Tommy, but him having no clothes didn't make me want him anymore, so I just put him down. I grabbed this strawberry shortcake, $1, because at $1, even if these are just $10 plushies, you know, we'll make a little something on them. So I grabbed those. We got 2 of the strawberry shortcakes, $2. I grabbed this Indiana Jones Disneyland button. I probably honestly should have grabbed those wrestlers, but I grabbed Mushu here. Sometimes it's just hindsight, right? Like in my mind, I didn't think about it. We grabbed the Shy Guy here, a Hello Kitty VHS. I mean, that's just something you don't see all the time, so for $1 I also wanted to grab that. There was this Mickey Mouse snow globe, and I mean, it was broken in one spot. Like literally just the tower had like one little piece that was chipped off, and it's almost unnoticeable. Actually, it's the ship right there. It has one little like piece on the top of the ship broken, but otherwise unnoticeable, and it was $1. So I grabbed that one. Plays music and everything. Started making our little stack here. Not everybody has a real dollar table of like substance like this, so I wanted to go back and take a double look and make sure I didn't miss anything. And still, now that I'm looking at it, man, there is some stuff I should have just grabbed. At $1, it was just like, it's a win-win, you know? I should have grabbed that Tigger there, but I don't even know what that was. I did grab some of these Thomas the Train engines. We sell these all the time for, you know, $10 to $15. So at $1, I was just like, you know, what the heck, we'll just grab them. They don't take a lot of space, they're super easy to ship, so just took a few of them. I try to aim for the ones that are more obscure, like not just Thomas, like some of the cars that are like, they probably didn't make a ton of them. I also saw this Sylvester and Tweety cup. I really wish I would have just asked for the price of that, but I got distracted by this Taz. And the Taz is like super bulky. He's got an audio system in there so he can talk to. And I think he only wanted $10 for it, which is not cheap, but it's also pretty fair. So I just took that one for the $10. I looked at the Hello Kitty plush, this Sylveon, but I'm pretty sure this Sylveon is like fake. I just wasn't 100% sure, but it looked a little off to me. I grabbed this Zapdos. The freaking Saturday I asked him for the Zapdos and he said $25. Today it was $10, so heck yeah. I also asked about the Minions and I think he gave me both of them for $15, which those Minions are like incredibly accurate, super detailed. Actually, I think they both are $10 for together, so $5 each. And yeah, those Minions are really well made. They're sold at Universal Studios. He had another one. He asked me if I wanted it, but I just wanted the two separate ones because I don't know. The second one might be harder to move or just take longer. Okay, and then we were ready to check out. I mean, this was a huge haul here at this location for, like I said, kind of an off day, a day that we don't typically go hunting. Pretty crazy haul. So we picked up all of that stuff, and it was dirt cheap. We went to the next booth across the way. They had a lot of toys. I mean, I saw like a thing here. We had this little panda. I just didn't see any toys that stuck out to me. It was a lot of very modern stuff here. They had a bunch of DVDs. Again, nothing really that I felt like, you know, fit the vibe. But I did see all of these Barbie plates. So we sell a lot of character plates on our Whatnot streams. People love them. I love them. And a big stack of Barbie ones. Like, I have no clue why there were so many Barbie ones. Maybe for like a birthday party or something like that. I spent way too long trying to open this freaking stupid Spider-Man laptop. It was such a freaking pain, man. It was so annoying. But yeah, anyway, we got the Barbie plates. Okay, so yet again, you guys saw the prices. But for some items, it's more of a general price. So the strawberry shortcake, I couldn't find this one sold, but this one we're just gonna put the same price. We got this awesome Taz that apparently also shakes in frustration. We got this Lego fanny pack that comes with like 10 different minifigures inside of it. We got Shy Guy. This guy, like I said, was 30 bucks. Sometimes you just get an inkling, like an idea based on how it looks. And when I looked at this guy, I was like, this just looks like it would be, you know, semi-valuable. So we got the awesome Venomized dinosaur here. We got both of the Minions. And then all of our Disney buttons. There are some of them, like the James and the Giant Peach, that sells for like $10. But we're just going to put the price all together and just say $30 for all the buttons, which I think is actually kind of low. And we'll do the same thing for the Thomas the Train Engines. They're going from anywhere from $10 to $15 yet again. We'll just go ahead and say 20 bucks for all the Thomas engines. We got the Zapdos here. Oh, then of course, the Grail of Grails. We got this guy. All right, let's keep it going. Sorry, so the camera died in between here, so you didn't miss anything. It's just I walked over to this next booth, and we got Eve here. Some of the plushies that she had, or this lady had, were a little pricey, so I was a little bit like, you know, hesitant on which ones I grabbed. But she only wanted $5 for Eve and also Tramp here, and this Tramp is actually a Scentsy. That lady looked really offended by me putting up the Tramp in front of her face, but I didn't know she was there, and also it wasn't really that close. But we grabbed those. I really wish I would have grabbed that alien little like popcorn bucket that was up there, but I did get those too. Paid $10 for them. I paid $5 each for them. Not bad at all.
Okay, so we grabbed Eve, and we also grabbed the Tramp Scentsy. So it's actually a Scentsy plush. I felt it. I didn't smell like or see or smell the scent bag that usually comes in them. That usually makes it, you know, worth quite a bit more. But for $5, you know, I'm just like I said, today's kind of a random day. I'm sure our like profit to pickup ratio is not going to be as high as it has been in the past, you know. But we'll just take the pickups that we can get, just so we have some inventory, some extra fun stuff. This is not the only way that I'm able to source, thankfully. But I do like picking up some more like random type items that I'm able to find here at the flea market. So I want to take the opportunity to pick up some stuff, even if it's not the stuff that I typically would be grabbing.
Alright, so taking a look at this booth here, yeah, this is another one of our friends here at the flea market. I pretty much know like 80% of the vendors, but yeah, so I was talking to them for a little bit. I was still looking around, but we got in a little conversation, so we'll just fast forward past this. Okay, so looking around here, I did see this little ramen and also Woodstock. So there was two Woodstocks. I grabbed the Woodstock that had the earmuffs. There was this Reboot as well too. There was also an Eevee, but the Eevee was ripped. So I grabbed Reboot and Woodstock. I looked at this World of Warcraft game. They're usually not worth anything anyway unless they're sealed. So that one was not sealed, so I left that one. And I did grab these for $5. Like I said, there's a lot of little small booths in between these, but we do have some big booths that we go to at some point. But I don't want you guys to miss anything, even a little tiny pickup like the Woodstock. Okay, so speaking of small booths, we did also come to this one here. They had pretty much nothing that I was interested in, but there was 2 figures that I thought were pretty cool.
That's Shigo, Kim. Is there Ron? Oh, no Ron, but he's not impossible to find. He should be pretty stoppable. We'll be able to get him.
Boo! You stink!
Okay, so then next up here we are going to what I think is probably the best booth that we went to at this one. Even better than the dollar table, actually. But the prices weren't as good. This booth, there's certain booths that you just know that you are going to have to pay up a little bit, so it better be darn good what you're grabbing. You can't grab like something that's like mid and expect to grab it, because they're gonna charge you the price if it's not mid. You have to be grabbing grails for it to be like, you know, or grail-ish stuff to even be worth it to grab. So this booth though had some fire stuff today though.
Oh, these are so cool. The full fridge-sized magnets of Shaggy and Daphne. Shaggy's a little bit torn up and Daphne's foot's coming off, but I might be able to fix them. Oh my goodness, the Scooby-Doo jack-o'-lantern. That is so dang cool. Okay, yes, we are grabbing that. Hopefully it's not ridiculous. We also got Lilo and Scrump. Scrump in himself is pretty rare usually, pretty hard to find. I wouldn't be surprised if this plush is pretty uncommon. I think this is the brush in there and her little bag too. Like this whole thing, I've never seen this plush before, so we'll take her. Sailor Moon cup is really cute too. It's got Luna right there on the front too. It's super reflective. It's hurting my eyes out here in the sun actually.
I found this little Powerpuff Girls like notebook here. It didn't have any like writing in it, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. It's probably not worth a ton, but a good whatnot item. We also grabbed this Marvin the Martian USB drive. Sick. I actually have that one, but I didn't have it sealed, so this one will be going to my whatnot stream so somebody else can add to their collection.
Disney Mania CD here with Mitchell Musso. I forgot Mitchell Musso even made a song. Yeah, Mitchell Musso and Emily Osment. If I didn't have you, oh my gosh, Ryan hit it.
I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you.
I actually don't know what these are from. Scooby-Doo Ghost Patrol. Little minifigures of Fred. We got Daphne with the Ghost Patrol shirt too. Velma, just their normal outfits. Like, you know, these figures I'm pretty sure are just like pretty much these ones here, the regular Scooby-Doo ones and from 2000, but they've just got these different outfits on. So this one's a Velma from Ghost Patrol. And then you have a regular Shaggy here as well. I'm gonna grab all of these, and again, hopefully we can get a good deal since we're getting so much stuff. We have a Madagascar. This is a Madagascar Gloria. Gloria Nightlight. Why is this a thing? I need this right now. This is such strange stuff.
Okay, so I'm really wondering if this Scooby-Doo actually works. Yes, you can't really probably see that much on camera, but yes, he is working. So that is a nice pickup right there. I think honestly, just this guy, Lilo, and then the Mystery Incorporated figures we got actually will cover everything. So this guy goes for about 40. You guys saw the price. I knew this Lilo was rare. It's like once you've been doing this for so long, you just start to grab stuff that you never see because you're like, okay, well, if I see it all the time, it must be pretty common, meaning a lot of other sellers online are probably finding it too. But if you never see it, then you know it might be something substantial. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's worth less than things you see all the time just for no reason. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but this one I knew. So she also goes for around 30 bucks. So that's like 70-ish right there. And then these Mystery Incorporated Ghost Patrol figures, I knew the same thing with these guys. I just never seen these outfits on them before. It's from a 2005 series. I actually have the mystery machine that goes to this called Ghost Patrol, and all of the figures go for about 10 bucks each. I popped up the comp for Daphne so you could see it, but they all go for about 10 bucks each, being $30 with $5 shipping. So I would say that brings us to like about 100. So after fees and shipping, that still brings us to around $75 to $80, almost covering everything. And we had some other figures as well. I already sold them on Whatnot. Those ones sold I think for about $12 for both of them. I put Shaggy and Daphne together because they were just kind of these mismatched like characters that I had. This guy goes for about $15 to $20. And then we got the Sailor Moon cup. We got this guy. We got a few other items too that were pretty awesome. We got the Eve. These are just so we can show some close-up shots for him. We got Eve here. We got the Cincy Tramp here. That one was worth more than we paid for it at least. We got Reboot from that one booth. It was like the only thing we got. And then we got this random Woodstock. So that's pretty much everything. There are a couple items that I actually sold on my stream that was when I recorded the last part of this. So if those items are missing, that is why. But let's go ahead and keep on going. We are actually getting getting towards the end here, unfortunately. As much fun as it is kind of cataloging all of this in the video. Okay, so pulling up on one of our last booths here, I think we go to like 2 or 3 more significant booths, but they're right next to each other, so this is just basically one here, one big one. They had a few of these Space Jam figures, but none of the aliens, which are the ones that I really like to sell more often because they're a little bit harder to find. And one thing I always love to see is Pokemon figures, and they had a bunch over here. Unfortunately, they were asking a little bit on some of them. Some of them were like that one, I think she was asking like $7 for it. But some of the other ones were cheaper. So like Glaceon was only like $4, I believe. So I grabbed that one. There was this freaking Mega Banette. I almost grabbed it, but it didn't have a stand, so there's no way to, well, make it stand. I probably should have grabbed it anyway because I love Mega Banette. But I did find this one, which is Mega Sableye, and I love Sableye. I love any ghost Pokemon, really, for the most part. So I had to grab that guy. That one I'm not going to have a shot of because I actually already put it in my collection. But we looked around a little bit more. I think I ended up grabbing a Gengar too. The Decidueye, same thing. She wanted like $8 for it, which I think even in box it's only like 10 or 15. So I held out on that one. While I was checking out those, I saw the little boot from Wally that has the last bit of life left, and she said $5, so I decided to throw that one in too. When I found that one at a thrift store video, so many of you guys expressed so much interest in it, so I decided to grab that one so that way I could actually bring it to the show, because I gave that one away. I also noticed in the bottom down here some animation cells. He wanted a lot for them, and I'm not really familiar with this show. Like, they looked recognizable to me, but I just didn't fully know. I remember like just that cowboy character, but nothing else really, so I'm interested to see what show it actually came from. He was giving me prices on it. I wouldn't spend that much on, you know, a cell for a show I have no real interest in, so I just had to leave it, but I still want to share it with you guys. I spotted this Tasmanian Devil little, like, I don't know, like basketball drink container. Thought it was pretty interesting. Probably can't hold a whole lot of drink. It kind of reminds me of those old school like orange juice containers where you would like have orange juice in them and have like a little straw. I did look in this pile of toys that I walked by. I carry a glove with me whenever I like do these videos because not always do I need it, but sometimes you have to dig through stuff like this, and man, it can get really gross. There can be stuff in there that's sharp sometimes. So I bring a glove just to do it, but I didn't find anything in there that was like, you know, worth grabbing or even notable. Everything was $1, but I mean, everything there was worth less than $1, so, you know, they had fine combed it for sure. Okay, so coming up to this booth, this is definitely one of those booths where like if I'm filming and I'm like hyping up stuff, my prices tend to be higher, so I was kind of trying to keep it low key. We did grab a few things there, but they had a lot of good stuff, so I grabbed freaking Inspector Gadget. I remember his name for a second. Inspector Gadget. When I looked at him, he reminded me of the what is it called, the Question from DC, but no, Inspector Gadget. I also grabbed Felix here, and I grabbed Daffy, but he wanted $15 for the Felix, so I ended up putting him back. But there was so much here. I got this Man-Bat here from the Batman animated series. So freaking cool. There was a lot of DC, like, what is it called? The DC and Infinity figures, I think. I didn't want to grab those, though. Those usually aren't really that great. There was this piston cup here, so look, I turned it on, right? I turned this on and I forgot that it was on, and you will hear the guy freak out as it is about to fall off the shelf.
Sorry.
So yeah, thankfully we caught him. You couldn't see it, but his daughter was like running towards me to like try to catch it. I knew it was there. I didn't think it was gonna fall, but I mean, I'm glad that I caught it. And that thing would not turn off. It just kept going and going and going. So it's good that I'm commentating because you'll just hear Lightning McQueen saying like just random quotes over. And look how fast it's freaking spinning, man. Like it's almost. I tried to get it to turn off. That thing was about to take me to space. I grabbed some of the cars here too. I typically grab the ones that are like cars that don't have a lot of models. Again, I look for stuff that's like, you know, there's a million Lightning McQueens. You can see a million right just there. But the cars you don't see as often, like these tractors and stuff, typically they end up being the ones that are worth a little bit. So I decided to grab those guys. They had this Four Arms figure here, but it just didn't look like it was like very balanced, and it was from the reboot too, so I left that. You can see some other stuff there. Like, I wanted to grab that Jerry, but he wanted like $10 for the Jerry, and I just probably like what I would be asking for it, so there's really no room there. I'd probably be asking that or a little less. And then there was Snoopy here, and he wanted $15 for Snoopy, but I was able to bundle him in with everything else that we got to get a kind of a group pricing. So I basically got the Snoopy for about $10, but I think the Snoopy is well worth the $10. Like, that plush in itself is kind of uncommon, and the dome and everything looks cool. It kind of, you know, elicits more value, so I could entertain $10 a lot more. Yeah, that's when I found out Felix was $15, and I was like, nope, let's go ahead and put you back, Felix. So I decided to buy all of this stuff, and look on the left side here, you guys can see this awesome little fingerboard setup here. I asked him how much it was, and I got a little closer look at it too. It's really cool. Like, if I hope one day I have the space, like, to have like a little, like, I don't know, like outdoor fingerboarding setup, because that's just awesome. Come on. $20 isn't bad either. I just don't have like a blank space like that, and it's also at the height to where I could use it, so I just decided to leave it. But man, what a cool piece. Okay, so keep moving from this booth. We did get one of our biggest pickups of the day. I'm gonna go grab it real quick while the footage is playing, all right? I could not believe how cheap it was. I couldn't believe it. So let's just check it out.
The pirate ship, the Disney one?
This one is 55.
55?
Yeah.
Okay, and then this one?
25.
35?
Yeah.
Could you do 50 on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
$50 for this freaking gigantic Disney like porcelain or like acrylic, I don't even know what this is, like resin pirate ship? This is like made for me. Oh my goodness, it's Halloween mixed with a pirate ship. There's nothing else that I want in this world. Those are my two favorite aesthetics, ghosts and pirates. Okay, so updates, we got the little Taz container here, we got the boot here. The best buys were those cars. I kind of knew they were gonna be. The tractor here goes for about $20. This guy goes for about $15. The Gengar, the Glaceon, like, you know, $8 to $10. You know, I'm not gonna be charging a lot for them either. They're just kind of little fun items. This guy though shocked me. It's only worth $10. I remember when I wanted to get the Scooby-Doo one a while ago, it was like $50, so hopefully the Scooby one's as cheap so I can order that. Okay, but we are going to unbox this right now. Hopefully it is not broken or anything like that. This thing looks like it is going to be absolutely amazing. It looks like the box maybe has been open, but that's maybe how they got the prices like as low as they were. Maybe they're open box models. Ooh man, definitely got to be careful though. This thing is all like really like fragile material, and there's a lot of protrusions, being that it is of course a pirate ship. Okay, so it looks like some parts are made out of like a hard resin material, and then some parts look like they're made out of a vinyl. And I think they made this part out of a vinyl, which is super smart because otherwise these would break really easily. So all of these protrusions seem to be vinyl material, which is, like I said, again, genius. Oh, and then the way that the water is like the currents moving up with Mickey in them. You got Louie here on the boat. I don't know where Huey and Dewey are, but they must have fallen off the ship. But you can see the current and everything. This thing is just monstrous and gorgeous, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug it in here and see what it actually does. Wait a minute, does it move? No way it moves. It almost looks like there's like an arm, like a machine arm of some kind. Oh my gosh. So it lights up, but not just that. That is so cool. It lights up, plays music, and you can see it is rocking back and forward like it's going through the sea. Like some ghostly pirate vessel manned by Mickey and friends. That is incredible. That is so well made. I did not expect this to be so awesome. Honestly, this whole time, I thought it was just a statue. I did not know it had music, it rocked, it had lights. Like, what the heck? That might be my top 3, if not my #1 favorite Disney item in my collection now. This is amazing, dude. Holy cow. For $50, I would expect something like this to cost like $300. That's crazy. I've bought a lot of like anime resin figures and stuff like this size, and they are like $300, $400, $500, $600. So like, that's crazy. I'm still like flabbergasted by it. And like, you can see the front here too. It has like an actual like Mickey Mouse pumpkin here, as they usually have like the front of Disneyland on the front of the ship here. This is just amazing, dude. Like, what the heck? They did a wonderful job on this thing. And the cells are both going the same direction, so it makes sense too. Like, just the details across the entire thing are amazing. And you can put the volume just low enough to where like you wouldn't hear it if you were like across, like let's say you have it on display somewhere. You can put the volume low enough to where if you were away from it, you wouldn't hear it, but if you're next to it, you can hear the music. And I think that's a really cool touch because, you know, you don't want to where you're just hearing this song all day long. But if it's just enough to where when you're near it, you can hear it, it's almost like it always kind of has that presence to it. Okay, so on eBay, it's going for about $120. So we basically got it for more than half off at the flea market. I think because it's open box and they probably got it at a liquidated price. Man, this must have been probably from Halloween last year. I know a lot of the vendors, they do is they will pick up liquidation Halloween items at the end of Halloween, of course, once it's over, and they'll hold that stuff till the Halloween the next year, and then they can get like, you know, a lot more than what they paid for it. So who knows what they got it for, man. Unbelievable though. I forgot to mention these items. We got the Snoopy and then Lightning McQueen too and the Daffy, but I mean, I think this is a place to finish it. That is actually it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this episode of the flea market. What a blast. I mean, we got a giant Jeffrey, we got freaking this Scooby-Doo pumpkin. You know, I love that our hunts are getting more and more Halloween themed because that's what's out there to find, you know. And we got so many Funko Pops, some amazing deals. What a fun trip as always. If you guys hit the like button, leave a comment down below, I would really appreciate it. And it also helps you out because it's more powerful than even subscribing. If you do those things, it's more likely that my videos are going to come up for you on your homepage. That way you don't even have to go look for the channel. It's already going to be there for you. So I would greatly appreciate, just leave a comment of a thumbs up, anything you want to, just to get that engagement going for you and your algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it again. And if you want to support the show further, you can also go check out my Patreon and my Whatnot streams. You can also become a member right here on YouTube. You don't even have to even leave the site. You can sign up for Patreon or YouTube memberships for as little as $2 or $3 a month, and you get access to content that is not available anywhere else. I got some brand new stuff coming very soon that'll be for members and Patreon members only. Plus, you also get extended versions of every single video that I upload on Patreon, as well as early release, ad-free. The number one perk is you get to support this show and me so I can continue to keep making these videos for years to come. Quite literally, as I say, give me freedom so I don't have to make the content trying to appease the YouTube gods. Everybody that is a member of YouTube and also of our Patreon, thank you from the bottom of my heart so much for supporting everything we do here. It means more than you'll ever know. And if you guys want to check out our Whatnot streams, many of the items that you see in these videos you will be able to pick up on my Whatnot streams. I'm live every single Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, as well as Friday at the same time, so come check it out. But as always, beautiful people, I will see you all in the next one. Adios and bloop.